So I did not realize how much strength and courage it was going to take me to be able to share the last 14 years of my life. But here I am. So let's keep this shit moving. It is 2014. And you are sitting in your apartment with a clavicle bone that was just broken. Your boyfriend is in jail and your phone rings. He calls you and you both can't say much on the phone or don't say much on the phone, but you do apologize to each other. He gets out of jail. He comes back home. And you guys have somewhat of a conversation about the incident that had just taken place, and you try to move on the best way that you can because you all have a new baby. At this point, things between you and him have gotten strained. It's gotten weird. And your families are not in agreement with the relationship. Your family is on high alerts because of the way that they lost your mom, and it was a very triggering relationship for your family. And so your family also had a very hard time with hiding how they felt as it pertained to him. So it was time for your daughter's first birthday party, and when I say you could cut through the air with a knife, the tension was there. You both graduate college with degrees in biology, and you move back to his hometown. You graduate at the end of 2014. By 2015, you move back to his hometown with him and your daughter. You get back to his hometown, and the rumors, again, let me go back. You're in a very unfamiliar place. You don't know this city. But you start to notice that the same patterns that he had in Fayetteville had carried along with him in the new city, which was Raleigh. 2016, you've been together for 5 years. You have a child at this point, and he starts to feel the pressure from his family about marrying you because he comes from a 2-parent household, family real heavy in the church. And what does it look like? You have a whole child, and you had a child out of wedlock, and you're not even trying to marry this girl. So in 2016, he proposes. And it's one of the most happiest days of your life, but something in you was saying this was not a good idea. It's 2017, you're engaged, you are planning your wedding. Your family has somewhat gotten over the incidents that were occurring between you two, because it wasn't just one isolated incident, there were more than one. But your family is trying to be in acceptance of the relationship as much as they could. And so now you're planning your wedding. And then you find out that you're pregnant again. And the first reaction to you being pregnant was you were met with a lot of just distance, and he wasn't okay with it. He did not want to have another baby at that time because he wanted to be more established in his career and in his life before bringing in another child. In your mind, you are understanding to wanting to be a little bit more established. He had a job, you had a job, a good paying job, and so you're kind of like, well, we can get through, have that mentality of, well, we can get through anything together, and this is our child. And you wanted to grow the family just because you came from a big family. Your mother had 4 kids, so you wanted your daughter to have a sibling. I mean, all the things. But he was not happy about it, and he showed you the whole pregnancy that he was not happy about it. During the pregnancy, you caught him doing all types of stuff, from cheating to lying to sneaking out to just everything that you could think of to show you that he didn't want this child. So it's the day before your wedding. It's 2017, and you get an email from an anonymous person saying that they hope that he could become honest with you as it pertains to the things that he has been doing. And you still marry him the next day. You shared the email with him, and he said that it was just somebody hating, and it was nothing to be concerned with, and you get married the next day. You're very early in your pregnancy, and at that point you get married, and that is when everything really, really went downhill. You spend a lot of that pregnancy crying, hurt, and alone. You would reach out to your family for support, and they tried to support as much as they could. You would reach out to his family to see if they could talk to him, if they could just help you guys get back on the right track. You had just got married, but nothing was working. He would be out all times of the night. He did not come with you to your doctor's appointments. Just very much doing his own thing. And his reasoning was because he did not want another baby. And he felt like you set him up, and you plotted to have the child in spite of the fact that he didn't want another baby. So he was going to show you that he didn't want to do that. The arguments don't stop. The fighting doesn't stop. You have the baby, and you barely even spoke to each other. You had to have another cesarean, and you barely even spoke to each other. The baby is born, and just like you did the first time, you are doing all the leg work by yourself. He's not waking up in the middle of the night. He's not changing no diapers. He's not helping do anything. You're doing it all by yourself. You're already operating as a single parent. So it is 2018, and you attempt to leave for the first time. Now, there had been times before this that you had left and went and stayed at other people's houses just to get away from the situation, because things would get really heated, really escalated, really fast. So there had been times where you had left and just went to other people's house, but in 2018, this was your first attempt at really leaving the situation. One day, you guys are having a bad argument. He is not unable to control himself. He throws something at you, calls you out your name in front of your kids, and you're like, yeah, no, I can't do this anymore. At the time, you're working a really, really good job, but it wasn't worth you staying and sacrificing your life, because at that point you felt like, okay, this could get really bad really quickly. So you pack up all your things and your 2 kids' things, and you move to Georgia. You call your godmother, and you left. This is the assignment I didn't ask for. I didn't choose it. It chose me. And no, this is not Lifetime. This is my life in real time.